Welcome to the forexprofirm.com YouTube channel. I'm Valentine, your host and content creator. Today, we have a special guest, Eidur, who has been making impressive strides in the trading world. Thank you for joining us today, Eidur. Eidur, please introduce yourself to our YouTube community.
All right, my name is Eidur Ivarsson. I'm from Iceland. I'm 26 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, Eidur, let's talk a little bit about your background and your introduction. To start, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background in trading?
So my background isn't a lot. I started trading around New Year's. Started watching and learning and failing and learning from that. And after some losses in both my funds and other prop firms, I finally made it through the phases and got on a master's account. And yeah, just lots of learning. And I do not come from non-finance background or whatever. I went to a failed college journey in America in biochemistry, but I had to say bye to that and come back to Iceland. Since then, I've been trying to find out what to do, and I think I found it for now.
Okay.
See where it takes me.
Yeah, that sounds great. Perfect. So what was it that initially drew you to trading, and how did you get started at all?
Initially, it was just through a mutual friend. So I played a lot of video games, and one of my friends who is from England, he started or was been like dabble dabbing in trading. So he kind of like introduced me to that, and after I started looking it up on the internet, I got flooded with ads of all these trades and whatever. So I just decided to try and see what happens, and then I started to get really excited about it, and yeah, so it just started working from there.
Yeah, I think if you're just searching for trading on the internet, there's so much BS that you can find there. It's just hilarious. And for me, what happened when I started out with trading, the biggest catch for me was when I saw that I can make money. The first money that I made on my personal account, which was about, I don't know, $170. I was in a trade on NZD/USD, which was overnight. I didn't knew that there was a news release which came out that definitely could have been a lot worse for me. But what happened was I was up $170 in the morning when I woke up, and I was checking my phone, and it was really crazy for me. And after that, I really knew and I understood that there is a possibility to make good money in that. But after the first phase, when I had the first profits, there was the second phase where I lost all of my savings basically, because I thought, okay, trading is very easy. I know how I can make easy money, and I put in a lot of my savings and I lost it in like 5 minutes. And after that, I was like, I couldn't really, or I didn't knew what to do next. And I thought about quitting and whatever, but I'm really glad I stick to it. And I think these are the things that you're going to go through on the journey to becoming profitable, because as you know, most of the traders are failing in the market. So there is a gap between when you're starting out and thinking that trading is easy money and the profitable phase where you can really make money with it.
Yeah, exactly. I remember when I started, I just threw in a small amount, $350, and when I put it in my first trade, I looked at it, and of course you're supposed to, with that money, you're supposed to use like 0.1 or something, 0.001 or 0.2 or whatever, small lots.
Yeah.
And then I put in my TP and SL, and I was like, $3. Why? why should I even do that? So I threw in a big lot, big SL, gone.
Yeah, and I think that's the phase where you really are going to decide if it's really something for you, because yeah, it was definitely a learning for you, I guess,
Yeah,
and I think you learned a lot out of it, and that is the most important thing, because yeah, trading, losing in trading is normal and it's part of the game, but I think it matters how you lose, because
yeah, of course.
what matters for me is the mindset behind the trade. Did I follow my plan? Did I follow my risk management? And if I
Mm-hmm.
did that and I took a loser, it was a good losing trade for me because I can learn out of that. If I did
Yeah,
take a trade and I made a mistake with my risk management or whatever it was, and it was just a dumb trade, I'm really regretting it afterwards, because I think, what have I done and whatever. And that is the thing which I realized over the years, that I just want to take good, high quality trades, and I'm totally fine with the outcome. If it's a stop
yeah,
loss, it's a stop loss. If I'm trading 1% risk, I'm totally fine, because at the end of the day, if I'm trading a prop firm account, I can have like 10 losers in a row, which is not going to happen. But that is the most important thing, to really think about how you're losing and what it's going to do with your psychology as well.
yeah. Of course, you have to take your emotions kind of out of it and just let it fly.
Yeah,
If you think it's gonna work, it's gonna work. If not, then fuck it.
yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let's talk a little bit about your trading journey and your experiences. Can you describe your trading journey that you've been on the last, it was like 6 months now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What have been some of the key milestones that you achieved in that time?
For sure, accepting the losses. I think that's the first step in becoming a trader, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. Accepting your losses and follow a risk management plan. So in the beginning, I started with a live account of what, $350, and in a couple of days it was gone. So I just went back to the drawing board, starting on a demo account, trying out different stuff. And I think I've gone through, I can't even count how many demo accounts, going through different strategies and different takes. And then I started making money on the demo accounts. And then the friend of mine, he introduced me to these prop firms. Like, why risk a big amount of your own money when you can risk someone else's money? Or like in the phases, it's probably a demo account, so they're just testing you out, but risking less money to have a chance of making way more money than you will be able to have from, let's say, $500 account.
Yeah.
Except to just Shanghai a trade with 10 lots on gold and it flies. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
But
so
like,
true. That's really true.
Yeah. But yeah, so I tried out a couple of the firms, and then I found this one, shockingly, out of an Instagram ad. But yeah, I think I can see it on this my dashboard. I think I've gone through like 4 10K accounts, I think, before I got through the phases.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm finally finding what I feel comfortable with. I'm comfortable with trading, what I want to do. So I'm kind of into the swing trading thing.
Okay.
Because it's just, I can't do scalping while I'm at work, because I work full time.
Yeah.
And that's through the London session and the main session, the main US session. So when I get home, I missed everything out of the volatility and the volume. So I'm kind of into the intraday and swing situation. So I have a big SL, but the risk is always at 0.5 or 1% per trade. So I'm trying always to go through like 1-2 RR or 1-3.
Yeah.
If I'm lucky. So that's kind of where I'm at and where I've settled in this journey.
Yeah. Eidur, that sounds great, man. I think what really impresses me here is you're trading since half a year now. If I think back how I traded in the first half year, I just told you that I lost like 5 figures of my savings, and that was basically what I was going through. But the thing is, I really didn't take notes on the losses and the lessons that I really could have been taken out of that. I didn't do that. And what I'm hearing from your side is that you really went through different strategies, you tried out different things, and you filtered out what works well for you, and you are focusing on that, building it around your schedule with your work and stuff like that. And that is definitely how it should be. And I'm really impressed by how you went through that after half a year, which is crazy. And I think most of the people are really taking a lot longer to get to the point where you are. Yeah, maybe you failed 4 10K challenges, but whatever. At the end of the day, if you got one 10K challenge and you can trade on that, and you learned out of the lessons that you had on the challenges prior to that, you're totally good. Because at the end of the day, if you can do it on one 10K account, what stops you from doing it on a 500K account, let's say?
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm just going for 10K. Yeah. That's why I'm going for 10K to fund the bigger accounts. So let's say
I think if you get a payout on a 10K account and you use that money to buy like whatever 400K, 500K, whatever account it is, you're a lot less stressed about it because you didn't work for the money, quote unquote. And I think you're going to get more emotional if it's money that you did get out of your full-time job, putting into the challenge account, you know, because at the end of the day, you can afford to lose it because you didn't do anything for that, you know. And that's really good. I'm really impressed by you doing that after half a year. That's really crazy. That's really impressive.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with like the people I have around me on like this guy from England, and then there's another guy from Scotland. We're all in a Discord server and talking about this and what to do and this and that. So yeah,
you can really compress your learning time a lot by really what I was doing. I did a morning analysis or in the evening prior to the day. Even if I was not on the charts, I was putting down my notes on what I was looking for. And after that, I came in the evening, if I took a trade or whatever, and I put that in relation to what I was looking for initially. And by doing that, I did get like 5 days every week. I did a weekly outlook on the weekend. And by doing that, I became a really good market analyst. The rest, the trading side is different because that's most likely mindset stuff and whatever. But I think you can get a really good analysis in a couple of months or maybe a year, whatever. Because if you really put down the work and you're looking at what the market is doing, in my opinion, the market is the best teacher because there is no mentor that can really teach you what the market is going to teach you if you treat it right and you let the market teach you that. And that was what I went through after I'm in the game like 5 years now, and that was which came out like after year 3 or 4 where I did take a lot of losses as well. And after that I really started to take my notes on my losses. Most of the times if I take a trade, today I had a USD CAD sell for a 3R. It was a really good trade with almost no drawdown, whatever. I took around 1 hour to analyze the trade, what I did and what I did good and what I maybe could improve the next time. And that is the thing. I'm like taking 1 trade a week or 2 trades at max, which is going to take me like 5 minutes. And the work after that, to really compare it, put it in my journal, put down which session, which day, which time, which pair, which risk, whatever I'm using, I now have a Notion template where I can see everything which I did good. I can see my profit for the month. I can see the profit for the day. And by getting a really good baseline of that, I can really see what I'm doing wrong. I completely eliminated Monday out of my trading because Monday didn't serve me well and I noticed it, so I completely eliminated it. And that is the thing where you're going to get when you're a couple years in. And that is the impressive thing. You're in a half a year now, and I can tell you there is a lot going to come your way, but you're doing a really great job.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, now let's talk a little bit about your trading plan. You told me that you're a swing trader because of your work. What is it, or what strategy are you using, and how are you framing your trades?
So basically I just look at a pair that's not too volatile mostly, but then I just draw my lines and see the support and demand, and then I look back then I sometimes put it on a day, sometimes I put it on a week to look at how it's acting throughout the months and throughout the years. And then I draw my lines and I put up alerts to see when I should go in, or if not. Usually after alert, I tend to look at it for maybe half an hour, and see if it's going the way I want it to go, like my bias. But if it's going my way, then I just swing in 3 layers, 4 layers. And always after my first TP, I put SL2 and 3. So then I'm risk-free, and if it goes my way, it goes my way. If not, then it's always another trade.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it hit SL before it hits any TPs, then so be it. That's only about, if I have 3 layers, that's 1.5%, but because I usually risk 0.5 on the swing trades. But yeah, that's basically it. And then I'm always on the lookout for gold, even at work, because gold is the money maker. Really is.
Okay. Yeah, sounds great. I think what I noticed over the years as well is swing trading is a lot more stress-free than, for me personally, when I was looking like intraday trading London and maybe New York as well. There was so much time that I did put in analyzing it first, making myself available at the charts second. And yeah, when I'm swing trading now, as you just said, I'm going to set alerts. I'm going to wait for the market to trade there. If it's going to trade there, I think about if I really want to take a trade and act on it, or if it's not trading there, I'm not taking a trade, and I'm totally fine with that. I just went 3 weeks without taking a trade because the market was not in a good market situation. And the thing is, it's either consolidating or it's expanding. And if you're trading on the higher time frames and you're a swing trading, in my opinion, it's a lot easier, or it's more easier than day trading, because day trading is basically you're trading the meat in between the big moves, because price is moving from discount to premium and from premium to discount. And swing trading is basically a lot more easier, in my opinion, than trying to day trade. I was spending so much time on like M1, M2, M3, and I really got lost on that. And in my opinion, that is the highest form that you can trade on. And swing trading is just, as you said, setting alerts, waiting for it to hit, and then you can be at work as well. If you have a limit placed, you're totally fine.
Yeah, of course.
And how do you go about it? Do you analyze the markets before you go to work, or do you do it in the evening prior to the day, or how do you structure your analysis?
I usually use the weekends for it, but sometimes in the evening after work, if I'm not too tired or whatever, then I just sit down, look at the pairs I want to look at, and I go from there. I put up my alerts, and then my phone rings while I'm at work, and then I start looking at it and see if it's something I want to do or not.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, like in these phases, I've been most I've been doing is gold. But the plan is, when I had a funded account, then I would be in the swing trades. So yeah, luckily last week and week before, gold has been nice. So I just followed my bias that gold is always going to go up. And when it dropped down, I bought. And again, when it dropped down, I bought again. And it worked, luckily.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Let's talk a little bit about risk management. You already told me that you're using 0.5% if you're swing trading.
Yeah.
But how do you approach risk management in your trading? Do you use 0.5% every time you're trading, or is it a little bit different?
As I said, I use on every layer. So let's say I go in on swing trade with 3 layers, then it's 0.5 for each layer. So that takes it to 1.5% for that trade. But so technically for every trade I do, it's 0.5. But if I go in on a pair and it's 4 layers or 3 layers, like it goes from 0.5 to 1.5 or 2%. But but if I'm really sure, I sometimes go lower. But if it's a weird trade that I'm going in, then I might go for 1% on that trade.
Okay.
But I try to stay mostly in the 0.5% and try to go for the 3 RR or 2 RR.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, in my opinion, the risk to reward ratio. Because in my opinion, you can really make a career out of 0.5% risk. There is no need to risk more than that, in my opinion, because at the end of the day, what matters most is the capital that you're using. Because 0.5% are not that much money on a 10K account, but imagine a 500K or even a $1 million account. There is 0.5% is a lot of money there. And just doing the same things like on a 10K account, but just the money that you're making is different. And in my opinion, I was trying to increase the risk sometimes. And I don't know if you know the feeling, but when I was pretty sure that the market is going to do something and I was pretty sure about the trade, I increased the risk to, let's say, from 0.5 to 1% or sometimes even 1.5%. And all of the times I had a losing trade there. When I was the most secure about a trade and I thought, that is definitely going to hit the take profit, I just lost when I increased the risk. And that is a thing why I'm sticking to 0.5% as well. If I see that the market on the higher time frames is out of consolidation and is really in an expansion phase, there are some times where I increase my risk to 1% as well. If I see the market situations on the different pairs, if they are behaving the same way, let's say if dollar is trading up, Euro USD down, GBP USD following as well, and Euro GBP is in consolidation, I know I can increase my risk because the intermarket relationship is there. If they are trading in different directions, there is no higher time frame sponsorship for me, and I'm doing 0.5%. If I'm taking a trade, 0.5% risk, sometimes I'm leaving like 1 or 2 weeks completely off the charts as well. And that is the thing. The funny thing is it made me more profitable because imagine, let's say you're not trading for a week, okay? 90% of people lost money during the week. And what did you do? Zero. You did nothing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you preserved your capital. It's always better to preserve capital than losing. And if I'm taking, let's say, 1 or 2 or 3 trades max in 1 month, I'm going to be more profitable than 95% of traders. And I can outperform them easily, even with 0.5% risk. And that is what I didn't understand when I started out, because I thought more trading equals more money. But what the outcome was, it equaled less money and more stress for me. And now I'm, I don't know, 1 or 2 hours in a week on the charts or spending time analyzing and stuff like that. And that's it for me. When I started out, I was like 5 or 6 hours on a day on the charts, and it made me less profitable. And that's the thing. We're all here to trade for freedom and to not be a slave in front of the charts, which I was the last couple of years. And I just noticed it in the last 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Eidur, can you share a time when effective risk management helped you avoid a big loss?
Yeah. I could just talk about last week or 2 weeks when I was in a gold trade. I hadn't checked Forex Factory for news. I was in a long, and it was when gold went from I don't know 23.60 or something down to 22.95 or something like that. And luckily I hit one of my TPs. I put SL to entry. And then Mr. Powell starts speaking, and it goes downhill. But I'm risk free, so I was fine.
Yeah, I think just imagine if you didn't put a SL on that. It was at first it was like a take profit for you, and you would have turned your winner, quote unquote, turn out to a loser. What do you think? How annoyed would you have been by the trade? I think a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have passed my face. For example, I would have been looking for another account.
Yeah, but that's a good thing. That's some positive reinforcement, because by doing stuff like that, your brain is just putting in good habits, and it's the same thing in your personal life than in your trading. And I really needed to install good habits here. I really stopped doing dumb shit like over leveraging or whatever. And once I did it, it was hard for me to get back to doing stuff like that once you're on a good streak. Let's say I didn't over leverage in the last 2 years. If I'm now on a 2-year streak, the likelihood for me to over leverage is like almost zero. Because it's so based in my head. If I'm trading, I know I'm not going to over leverage. And that's the same thing with a losing trade. Yeah, there are losing trades. If I lose a trade, totally fine with it. I can do a loss and stay like that for 2 weeks, and I'm completely fine. Because at the end of the day, or at the end of the month, or at the end of the year, I'm going to turn out profitable. Doesn't matter if it's 2% or 5% or whatever. Everything is better than having my money on the bank and losing it year over year over year. That's the thing. And that's my point of view.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
the thing was for me,
go on.
Yeah, the thing was for me to work on, like what I had to work on the most is like not over trading or revenge trading and all that. Since I pulled that back a bit, I've been way more profitable, winning more trades and taking way less trades. So that's another thing with the risk management. Just if you lose 1, 2, maybe 3 trades in a row, just put your phone down or go take a walk. I don't know, just go away.
Thing is, most of the times after you have a losing trade, there is nothing going to happen that is much better than that, if I can say it like this, because most of the times what you're doing after you lost the trade is doing dumb shit, even if it's over leveraging, trying to get back to break even on the challenge, or just taking a revenge trade just because you want to force something on the markets. And most of the times I take a loss, I close my laptop, and I'm fine with it. And that's something I learned over the years, because when I stayed on the charts, I was so focused on, let's say, EU selling off, that I could walk away and leave the charts alone, because I was so forced on seeing EU selling off, for example, that I just took another trade and it was another loser. And so I had like not 0.5% loss, it was like 1% or even 1.5%, because my ego was just trying to force me to do anything on the charts. And that's just BS at the end of the day.
I agree.
Okay, perfect. Eidur, the last question that I have is, let's talk a little bit about your future goals and aspirations. Looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations in trading?
First of all is working less in the job I'm doing now, and can be more at home and do stuff with my fiance and stuff like that, travel, etc. Then pay off my mortgage. That would be like a dream goal for me, to be mortgage free, or just nothing to pay off. It's just be financially stress free. I think that's the final goal. And travel more, and just be free, kind of, out of this 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, whatever you call it. That is the only goal, I think, for me in this, to be financially free.
That sounds great. And I think if you're going to continue on the path that you're on, you're going to achieve that over the next couple of years, because you're doing a really great job. And it was really inspiring for me to talk to you, because I really did not have that much people on the interviews here that were on a point where you are currently after half a year trading. I don't know. I think you're really good on learning out your lessons. And I think how you did come to that point here, you should just continue on that way, because it definitely is going to bring you success in the future.
I agree.
Okay, Eidur, thank you so much for sharing your insights and experiences with us today. It has been a pleasure having you on the channel. For our viewers, if you enjoyed this interview and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the forexprogram.com YouTube channel for more interviews and trading tips. Thank you for watching and happy trading. See you in the next video.